Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. This is eMigr8. Welcome. This is our open day for the month of October. And what is eMigr8? eMigr8 is a tech-enabled platform for relocation and settlement. Right? We talk everything tech here. That's our focus, helping tech enthusiasts and helping tech experts to navigate through their career path in different geography or even in the same geography that they are based in. Right? So we've had several editions in the past, but today we're going to be talking about as a leader in tech's guide to the UK Global Talent Visa. So if you're a leader in tech, this edition is structured for you. If you're a beginner in tech, you want to listen in and take notes and build your roadmap to suit some of the things that we're going to be talking about today to shape your journey. So this is even more valuable for you as a beginner. And if you are on the journey already, you do know that this is going to be very beneficial for you. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Um, we have series of sessions that we've had in the past. These are available in our platforms, across our platforms, from our app to our website. You'll find all the previous editions that we've done in the past. We've talked about relocation to the US, move to the UK, move to the US, even move to Australia, and Global Talent Australia. We've talked about move to Hong Kong with the tech talent visas. Right, we've talked on different nomad visa. We've talked on move to Canada as a startup, with a startup visa. Right, so we have this information, this rich deposit of information on our app. I would advise that you take a look at our app, go to your app store and download the eMigr8 app, and you find this information. It's going to be useful in your journey, all right, and it's going to be using in your journey, and it's going to be useful just to be able to plan and structure your application in such a way that you are globally attractive. A Leaders in Tech's Guide to the UK Global Talent Visa is what we are talking about today. So you're welcome. Thank you for joining. I talked about our app. So this is where you can find the app on App Store for those of the Apple users, and for the Google on the Google Play Store for every other person. You can find our app on the Google Play Store, or you can even find it on our website, emigrateVisa.com/tech. You will find our app there. You can download it. We have information, we have communities, we have resource that you can use to become globally attractive and to structure your journey, your pathway to relocation with ease. All right. And that is why we are here. We are not an immigration expert, but we're just sharing our journey, sharing our stories with you. Our coaches are people that have gone through, or are individuals with exceptional talent that have gone through the various visa routes and are now lending a voice back to help you on your journey. So there's going to be sharing their own expertise, their do's and don'ts that they discovered on the path to becoming globally attractive in such a way that this information will enable you walk your path even with more ease. All right. So if you have questions, please put it in the chat. If you're already on the chat, we'd like to have a feel of who is in the room, right? So let us know your name, what you do, where you are joining us from. If you're a developer, we want to know. If you're a product, which is a non-technical part of tech, we also want to know so that we can speak to your uniqueness during the course of this session. If you're a leader already in tech, we also want to know so that we can also speak to your uniqueness. All right. I'm going to be sharing a few things about eMigr8 and eMigr8's partner and program and campaigns that are currently running on the eMigr8's platform. One of such package is Settle in the UK as a tech talent. These is currently running, and due to popular demand, we have kept it running, right? It allows you move with your spouse on dependent. It also allows you switch visa to a more reliable and more settlement-friendly visa. It has a bit of equity and time investment required, so we usually see at least 3 to 6 month timeline estimated, depending on how fast you want to move. If you're interested in this campaign, if you're interested in this package, rather, there are numbers on the slide that you can send a text to or WhatsApp to, or simply go to the eMigr8 website, eMigr8visa.com, and we want to know who you are. So we have a short form and that just tells us who you are and what exactly are you looking out for, so that we can connect you with the right person or with the right resource. All right, so it's still ongoing. It's available to beginners. It's available to experts in the room. Our next editions of the eMigr8 Open Day is going to be around UK Innovator Founder Visa and the UK Tech Nation. So pay attention. We're going to pay attention to our social media handles and our website, and even on the app. We're going to be releasing, talking more about our next edition, who is coming up, and what we're going to be talking about in the next edition. Right, tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement. That is our platform, eMigr8. If this is your first time, that is what we do. We talk everything tech here. If you are being on the community, if you're in the community already and this is your second time, you're welcome. Right. Thank you for joining, and do extend invites to your friends, colleague, and everyone in your ecosystem to join this session. So what is eMigr8? If you're a newcomer or if you're joining for the first time, what we do is that we help you become globally attractive. How do we do this? We help you review your tech profile or your tech-enabled business profile, right, in such a way that you're putting your best foot forward, right, for all the opportunities out there, right? And the side effects of that for us is the fact that nations will open their door and extend visas to you. So the visa is only a side effect. So that what I said in the beginning, you can decide to relocate, and you can decide to operate in your market as long as you are globally attractive, as long as you are able to connect to the right opportunity. That is why we're here. That is our vision. That is our goal, to give you information, to give you resources that will help you navigate this path of becoming globally attractive as a tech profile or as a tech business. All right. So you are welcome to the session. What can you expect in this session, and what can you expect from eMigr8? We do have services, and 85% of our services are free, right? So about 10% is what we do charge for because of the uniqueness of this of the 10%. But I'm going to speak to it now. Free sessions, open day is generally free, so use the chat room to ask questions, and we'll do it to answer as many questions as time will allow us. So it's a case of the first question gets to be answered first. So fastest finger first. Yes, general inquiry sessions, free coaching session, and hand-holding session. If you are on the call to the end of the session, we do give out gifts that you can use to speak with one of our coaches, right? So if you stay to the end, right, we do have gifts for you. We have a general assessment session, pre-qualification sessions, just to check if you are going to apply for Tech Nation and you're going to like, do I have what it takes? Do I have the profile that they're looking for? We do have sessions that allow you, that pre-qualifies you, to allow you to check your pre-qualification status to say, okay, I'm good for Tech Nation, or I'm good for Innovator Founder Visa, or maybe I'm good for the O1, US O1 visa, depending on which of the visas they are looking at, right? We do offer self-directed roadmap to qualifying you as a tech expert, right? So if you're a beginner in the room, or you are a junior developer, or you're in your journey, we can work with you to have a self-directed roadmap that prepares you to apply for the tech visa that you are looking at, right? So roadmap to becoming globally attractive, helping you review your tech profile. We do have those services within the eMigr8 community. Some of the things we do is review your UK Global Talent application, and we also help review the endorsement review process for Tech Nation, right? So you are in the right company today, right? If you're looking at Tech Nation, fantastic. Our coach is going to be talking about his journey in tech and with his journey through Tech Nation. All right. If you need help, if you need assistance, and that's why I'm taking time to run through these, please send us a message, go to our website, send us a message, and we will connect with you. But if you're already on the call, do use the chat room to ask as many questions as possible, and we answer as many as we can as time will allow us. I talked about the fact that they are, we have premium package depending on the uniqueness of your circumstance. We do know that we have very busy individuals who possibly does not have the time to go through all the steps or to go through one for one reason or the other. We have the eMigr8 Circle. We have the personalized coaching session for those individuals. We have also eMigr8 Premium service. This is a custom service that we can tailor to fit your schedule, to fit your unique circumstance, and that is why this package is called Premium, and it's because it's a paid service. If you're interested in any of these package, whether it's the freemium package or the premium package that we do offer, go to emigrate.com /tech visa and register. It's a short form. We want to know who you are, where are you on your journey, and what service are you looking out for so that we can connect you with the right resource. Do remember that 85% of what we do is free, right? So take advantage of that and use that of to the best you can use it, because it's actually a large ratio if you look at it. We do have packages that we've covered, and this by no means is this is not an exhaustive list. All right, it's just a screenshot of what we do have in our community. So we have packages like move to the UK as a global talent. Talks about the UK as you might have noticed. This is the UK Global Talent Visa, otherwise called the Technician visa. We do have move to the UK as an innovator founder, which is again innovator founder visa is focused in the UK for startup owners, for business owners who are looking to move their business to the UK. We do have move to the US as a global talent, so you can look at this and do a screenshot. Any of those packages that you're interested in, we're here. We have coaches, we have resource, we have put out documentation, paper, articles in the past that speak to them. We also have videos of previous sessions that speak to these packages, so you can take advantage of them. We do have the self-start UK route. If you're interested in that, we do have a group coaching session later in the month for that, specifically for folks that are interested in self-start UK route. This is a self-sponsorship route for UK skilled worker visa. If you are looking at that route, settle in the UK as a tech talent. It's a package that I talked about earlier that is running. And what we have done here is to combine one application for your UK Global Talent, your Innovator Founder visa, your Skilled Worker visa, in such a way that you have triple guarantee. So it's open for those people who really want to move and who are looking to put in the time to move to the UK. All right. We do have a community. Right. In the we call the eMigr8 community. We have a community on WhatsApp, we have a community on Telegram, we have a community on Facebook, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. All right. We do encourage everyone to be part of our community. What we do ask is that you are active, right? Is that you are active. That's what we ask. You comment, you respect people, respect opinions, all right, in the chat room, and ask questions as often as you can. There will be coaches, or there are coaches within each community that would offer you answers. All right. And be patient also, because it's a large community and people are busy, but we do get around answering questions in the community also. So we'll be sharing the link to the community in the chat, and you can use the link in the chat to join any of the community that you are more comfortable joining for now. All right, we have our eMigr8 app, right? You can download the app on the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, and on our emigrate.visa.com website, right? The beauty of downloading the app is that there are a lot of resources within the app that you can use, and there's a lot of giveaway also within the app that is friendly to you on your journey. Gives you access to information that you can use. One of such giveaway is the fact that if you use the app for 7 straight days, you will win a free coaching session, right? For folks that are using the app, if you use the app for 1 week straight, you would win a free coaching session. So go ahead and download the app if you are just joining us. Other services, I'm going to talk about Bincom Dev Center. Bincom Dev Center is the organization that incubated eMigr8, right? And it has incubated many other products in the past. And these products have become sister companies and partner companies with eMigr8. Together, they are offering a package. They're offering packages that makes you more globally attractive, or that makes you globally attractive. Now, one of such program is the Bincom Global Tech Program. The Bincom Dev Program is targeted at beginners and targeted at intermediate level. So if you are a beginner in the room, or if you are a junior developer or a self-taught developer that's looking for exposure and looking for experience when it comes to working on real-life projects, you are welcome. The Bincom Global Tech Program is perfect for you. The promise of value here is that you're going to learn skill, you're going to get experience, gain experience, and you're going to gain exposure because you're going to be working on real life, working with senior developers on real life projects, right? And that exposes you, to the tech ecosystem, to building platforms, and give you more confidence as you build. So if you're a beginner, fantastic opportunity for you. If you're a junior developer or if you are a self-taught developer, you've learned on your own, but you don't have that exposure because you've not worked on a real life project, or you just want to build more portfolio, fantastic. Do go to bincom.net/global tech. All right, that is a platform you want to go to. There's a short form, again, just to know who you are and what particular service you're looking at for. And the admin will coordinate with you and connect you with the right cohort when it's time. All right. We also have the Become a Tech Talent. This is for individuals that are already in the UK, right? If you're looking for your next career, your next tech job, right, within the UK, or you're looking for an apprenticeship role within the UK, Become a Tech Talent. This is for you. It's a pathway to landing a tech job that would guarantee, most times that will guarantee you sponsorship or visa switch, right? And it's open for both intermediate and advanced level individuals, right? It's one of the paid package because of the resource that is involved, right? Because we're going to be having individual tech career coaching, right? We're going to be having connecting you with UK companies that offer tech apprenticeship. Now, for this package, it's subsidized to £1,000 for 3 months. So you want to take advantage of that. If you're already in the UK, if you are looking to switch to tech and you're looking for a tech training platform that guarantees you apprenticeship, that can work with you to get your next tech job, this is the platform you want to connect to. Bincom.net/global tech is where you want to go to, or send a text to the number on the slide. So send a text or WhatsApp, and the admin would get in contact with you. All right. All right, fantastic. So some of the visa opportunities for tech that's available out there would ask you for if you have given back to the communities, if you have been recognized within your community, if you're a leader in your community. And one of those ways to navigate those is to become a mentor, right? Basically, becoming a mentor. So we have the Bincom mentoring platform that allows you, especially the leaders in the room, to mentor mentees who are, tech enthusiasts, who are beginners that are just joining the tech ecosystem, right? It gives you an opportunity to mentor. And that's why we have this platform. It's a well-structured mentorship platform. Now, if you are a beginner in the room and you're looking for a mentor, you also want to sign up on this platform to connect with a mentor. We need it to be explicit on what development stack you are working on, you are building. Are you a product manager? Are you a backend engineer? Are you trying to learn Angular, or are you trying to learn JavaScript? We need to know so that we would be able to pair you with the right mentors. Where you want to go to is bincom.net/mentor registration for both mentors and mentees. This is the platform for you. And if you are a leader and you're looking to apply for either the Global Talent Visa or any of the talent visa out there, mentorship. Your mentorship portfolio is a rich portfolio, and that you can submit as one of your criterias for applying. Yeah, so you want to take advantage of that. Now, we also have the Labs by Bincom. Now, Labs by Bincom helps you build a product-led digital technology, right? Product. Now, from Technician, UK to most of the other tech visas and digital nomad visas that are available, they want to know if you have built a digital product before now. So many of them are not looking for tech consultants. They're not looking for folks in the service arm of tech. They are looking for individuals that have built products. Now, that is why Labs by Bincom is quite important, or is very important. So if you have built a product in the past and you want to build more to enrich your portfolio, you want to subscribe to Labs by Bincom. If you haven't built a product in the past, you also want to join the Labs by Bincom cohorts in building a product, right? This would help you build your portfolio to apply for jobs, to apply for visas, right? And it's a 3 to 6 month product. It's a 3 to 6 month program rather, right? Where you build a product from scratch. So you're joined by 9 or 8 other cohort members, and you guys are going to identify a pain point within society, a real issue, and you are going to build a product to solve that real issue. Now, the program serves as a practical learning opportunity to improve your career and portfolio, as a techie. So if you're looking to improve your portfolio, if you've built a product in the past and you want to build more product, this is a fantastic platform for you. If you are in services, right, and you haven't built a product, you've not been directly involved in building a product, this is a fantastic platform for you to join a cohort and build a product. If you are looking to apply for the technician, you do know you have to have built or worked in a product-led digital technology organization. So this again is a fantastic opportunity. Do go to the website to join the next cohort. Bincom.net/labs is where you want to go to join the next cohort. Remember, it is for those that are ready to build products. So it's a very serious platform. If you are not ready, you don't want to waste your time. But if you are ready, please take advantage of this opportunity and join the next cohort. We also have the Tech Career Coaching Service. So if you're looking to land in your next role, you're looking to learn or get information about relevant experience in your targeted country, especially for those of you who are connecting from Nigeria, connecting from Ghana, connecting from Kenya, and you're looking at the European landscape. You want to learn more about how do I get a job in Germany? How do I get a job in England? How do I get a job around in the US or in Canada? We do have coaches that can coach you through your journey, right? So you land your job or your next job role in the country that you desire to work in. So we can connect you to recruiters in those countries, and we can connect you with job as we find them that offer visa sponsorship in those countries. And this is also one of the premium packages. But you have to go to bincom.net/tech career coaching to register, and we can connect with you and understand better your journey and connect you with the right information, the right resource, and the right coaches that would help you navigate your journey. Now, this is the screenshot, or this is a snapshot of the visa opportunities that are out there, right? From US to Canada to UK to Germany to Australia. This again is not exhaustive, but we have just put this in front of you to help you see the landscape. And you can Google any of these. These informations are largely open source. They are online, right? So you can Google and get all the information you need about, for example, the UK Innovator Founder Visa. If you own a startup or you run a startup and you're trying to move your startup to a different location, maybe the US or Canada, you have to look at, for Canada, there's what's called the Canadian Startup Visa. For the UK, it's called the Innovator Founder Visa. All right. For the US, it's called the International Entrepreneur Paro Visa. We also have the German startup visa for those looking at Germany. So these are different visa routes and these different applications or program packages that you can be part of to relocate. So if you're looking at one of the talent visa, like the global talent visa, right, for UK, we also have the O1 visa for the US. We have the global talent stream visa for Canada. We have the global talent visa for Australia. Now, this is focused on talent. So if you are a leading talent in your ecosystem, all right, and you're looking to move to a new ecosystem, right, you want to pay attention to the talent visa. You can Google these visas opportunity. They are all online. You can go to YouTube. You'll find a lot of information that we have in the past. You can also go to our app. You'll find a lot of information about most of this visa route, as we have done in the previous edition of our open day. We've spoken extensively to multiple of this visa. Now, we also have the digital nomad visas that we speak to all across the world. Countries are opening their borders now for digital nomad visas, for digital nomads to come in, tech entrepreneurs to come in and set up in their ecosystem. We do now have the self-sponsorship route, right? If you're looking to sponsor yourself, it's a work visa, right? It's a skilled worker visa, right? If you want to sponsor yourself, we do have that, and we can speak to that. We have spoken to that in the past. We have the video on our app. So if you go to the app, eMigr8 app, you will find information regarding that, right? The common denomination for these visas that I've talked about is the fact that you have to be globally attractive, right? These countries are looking to attract the best of the best to their ecosystem, right? That's why they are offering these visas opportunity so that you can come in and close the shortage, the gap within the ecosystem, within their economy, or you can come in and set up your startup and employ their countrymen and women, and therefore enabling them to pay tax and again increase the GDP of that country. So it's a win-win for you, the applicant, and even for the country that is hosting you. So take advantage of that. But before you can take advantage of that, you have to be globally attractive. And that is why eMigr8 exists. That is why we have partners like Labs by Bincom, like the Bincom Global Tech Program, to help you build your portfolio, to help you build a solid resume, a solid tech profile that you can present anywhere in the world, and you'll be globally attractive. Now, the visa we speak to are usually family friendly, so you can move with your dependent. They are usually beginner friendly, so from an early stage, you can start planning, have your self-directed roadmap to say in the next 12 months, in the next 24 months, this is where I want to be, right? Or in the next 6 months, depending on how fast you want to move. And typically, they usually have pathway to settlement. So tech visa, they usually have pathway to settlement. So if you're looking to, for a more comfortable, more relaxed visas opportunity, tech visas, eMigr8 is where you want to come to, and let's have conversation and talk over any of the tech visas that you're looking forward to, right? So we have, again, we've written a couple of papers, a couple of articles that are out there online, but this is the landscape, the tech landscape for 2023. What this documentation put together is the changes that happened in 2023 with regards to the various visa landscape that we are monitoring, right? So if you're looking to move to any country, you want to know what was obtainable in 2023, and that will give you, an insight into what the future looks like, for those visa routes, right? So you want to grab this and just read, just to equip you with information as to what happened in the past. So, for example, the UK startup visa was changed in April last year, 2023, to innovator founder visa, right? So it was a combination of the innovator visa and the startup visa. So those are some of the changes that happened in 2023 that gave us a peep into what 2024 is looking like, and what are the changes some of the changes that we're experiencing, and some of the changes that are yet to happen, right? So it's just a fantastic document to have to help you with knowledge and more information. Now, if you think, well, I've heard you've talked about this, but I don't think I qualify. What should I be doing? Do I still stay on the call? I would say yes, stay on the call, all right? And if you think you don't qualify because of the fact that you're a newbie, right, we do have coaches that can work with you to build a personalized roadmap, right? That will take you from beginner to intermediate and to expert level, right? All we need is your cooperation and your dedication to your own development, right? So we can sit with you and structure a roadmap, right? That will take you from newbie, that'll take you from beginner level straight to expert level, depending on how fast. The timeline is depending on how fast you want to move. So I hope you do take advantage of that. So today, we are going to be talking about a leader in tech guide to the UK Global Talent Visa. So we're talking about the Global Talent Visa, and we're going to be talking about guidelines or guides that leaders that are in tech can use. And this is also very important to everybody in tech because we all aspire to become leaders. So you want to bring out your pen and paper and jot down and ask questions that would help you unpack. We have our coach, Coach Latif Mohammed, in on the call, right? And I would ask him to come up now if is there. Mohammed, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, fantastic. So I will stop sharing my screen now and I'll give you the floor to share your journey and just inspire us. And when you're done, we're going to ask questions. All right. So thank you very much for being here and do take it away.
It's
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. I think wonderful introduction, Modi, on various visas, what people can start in, right?
Yeah.
But I really want to congratulate the 20 plus people on the call and some more people on YouTube, etc.
Yeah.
Right? If you have taken time out on an 8 o'clock, and I was searching on internet, what's the time in Nigeria, what's the time in South Africa. So
Yeah.
it's definitely everywhere. It's past the sunset. So I think who you are now, you have taken the responsibility to start something good, right? So everybody wants to grow in their career. So if you are here, that means you are looking forward to grow, right? In one way or another, right? To make more money, personally be more attractive, do something for the family, do something for the country, do something for the people. Everybody has their own aspiration. So that's something which I can see from the people who have joined from various locations and asking the questions, right? I saw Adi from Glasgow, from UK, I saw Gabriel from Nigeria, Namaki and Grocery. So there are people, you all are interested. I will be happy to take questions later once I give little bit more about myself and the journey. Uh, the idea is not to tell how good I am, but I think the idea is to um, uh, talk through the journey. So maybe if I talk about like 10 different points, right? How did I make myself globally attractive, right? So it is important for you to look at, see, and which aspect of it you can take it and build on it, right? So that is pretty important. So I'll encourage all of you to try to connect to the points where I'm talking about, and try to make make sense of it. How you can do it for yourself, and then be globally attractive. The important term is sometimes we do activities, right? Sometimes we do activities but we think it is not great. So it is important that you make it great, right? So for example, if you are spending 2 hours of today attending this session, if you post on LinkedIn saying, I have attended a session on global talent, or I have attended a session which talks about technology, and that also adds up to your social profile. So you always have to maintain your social profile pretty attractive. The people get attracted to you. You're not just spending time in the evening watching a movie or a Netflix, right? So you're spending time to understand various geographies, how the tech talent grows. So it's important for you in anything you do, contribute, always project yourself, right? That way you make it more globally attractive. Right. So let me talk about myself a bit, so that you know where I come from, and how was my journey. So just coming on to my hobbies, just to make it a little lighter so that you remember me. I play badminton in my free time, and I also do the gym, the CrossFit, if you know, lifting weights, etc. So that keeps me motivated. I encourage people always have a hobby. It's one thing to be in the tech career and then also have time for yourself to play a sport and do certain activity to stay healthy and fit, right? So that is quite important. In terms of my experience, I have total 18 years of experience in business and technology. My experience mainly is into finance. In finance, the specialization is wealth management. In wealth management, assets and alternatives. Uh, so again, right? So when you do something, right, there is one thing to have a generic skill. Um, for example, if you are um, right, let's say you are coding something, right? So that's in a particular language for, let's say, airline industry. Then you need to project your profile in a such a way that you show yourself as a domain expert in airline, or just not saying that, okay, I code in particular language, .NET or Java. So you need to show the business value what you do. Yeah, just a moment. Yeah, so coming on to my, yeah, so that was one area of specialization which I have. Another area of specialization is cyber security. In cyber security, my specialization is identity and access management. What do I mean by identity and access management is, so anything to log into a mobile phone, right? You use a password or a key to log in through any system. So that's my specialization into IT systems, which is called identity and access management. It is a pretty deep subject that helped me moving into the UK. Right, it is a pretty niche technology, which not all the people try to do. Right, so when I decided to move to the UK, I looked at the global talent visa. Right, so I need to prepare for it. So when I was doing my job on a regular BAU work, I was building my profile. I was building, uh, concentrating on a specialization which is globally attractive and pretty niche. So you, when you work, also choose a topic, also choose a subject, and build a profile on it. Right, something which is pretty unique and advantageous. Uh, so when you work for yourself, right? But when you write or project, you have to see what you are giving back to the country. So you, irrespective, you make a profile for UK, you make a profile for US or any other country, I recommend you make a profile or say the points which will help the SSR, saying you will contribute to the UK economy. You will contribute to the technology sector of UK. You read, let us, for example, if you read, you just Google it, right? UK shortage of skill set, which areas UK has a shortage of skills. They will definitely show, Java engineers, there are 500 less. They want to increase so many things. They have fewer civil engineers for that matter. So then you build your profile according to it, right? So it is important. You have to work for yourself and make money, but when you're applying for something, you need to tell them what's in it for them, right? When you move to any country. So in, yeah, just adding a little more about my background. I'm originally from India, so I lived in India, but I've traveled across. So I have worked in Hong Kong, I have worked in Japan, I have worked in Middle East for 5 years. I have traveled all over the Europe, and then finally, I'm currently in UK from past 3 to 4 years. Uh, don't be afraid to travel. So if it is within your, how much ever you can, uh, within your nearby countries, if you get any opportunity which is feasible for you in terms of cost, etc., take an opportunity to travel, build your CV through travel. That is also important. Um, I feel that it helped my application when they looked at it. I've worked in various countries on different technology, and I understand that the cultural benefits and how the different people work, right? So that's quite important. And if you don't get opportunity to travel, work with the various nationalities, look for projects from US, for example, look for projects from Australia, looks for projects from UK if you're not currently in UK. So don't be confined to your location. That is something many of the people do mistakes, and it is always said, right? So you became one of it when you are with among those people. Let's say you are just sitting with 10 people who are based in, for example, I'll take UK. So you will have their habits. So if you expand your network, you will learn about them and you will try to become one of them, right? So don't be afraid to connect people on LinkedIn, ask for advice. And again, when there is a tip which I want to give, right? So again, if you straight away ask, I want to do this, can you help me? Right? Nobody will, right? So it has to be a win-win situation. What can you do for them, and what they will do back for you? So that's about the travel. And yeah, Mudej, can you give me 1 minute? I'll just have some water if you're around.
It's fine. So guys, let's use the chat room. Let's ask a question. Right. He started this conversation, talked about travel, right? And these are nuggets already on how to build a globally attractive profile. Working across borders also is a fantastic nugget he has dropped. So please, if you have questions around those, just use the chat room and drop them in the chat. Fantastic. Welcome back.
Yeah, sure. I'll take some more time and give just I want to give more tips. I'm excited that people are there here and willing to learn, right? That's
Uh,
why they're staying, which is quite good. Uh, so another easy way, right? So I've given you for one easy way of travel. If you can't travel, don't travel, but try to connect with people outside nationalities and learn from them. Another thing is, I personally was part of a Toastmaster club, which is a public speaking club. It is pretty cheap, right? It's not cost you a lot. And I was part of project management professional, PMP or PMI. I was part of a few other non-profit organizations. So again, invest to be part of those non-profit organizations. They will offer you the titles like you are a VP, right? Vice president of marketing, vice president. Some of them are also presidents in that area. So that gives you the title, right? So in if you join a big organization like KPMG's, Deloitte or Apple or name it, anything, right? Whichever organization you like, to grow to a vice president to CIO will take a lot of time. Although in this age, people are at a very young age are moving to those roles, but to get those titles, you have to work in a small organization, like Mude talk about, be associated with some tech firms, startup firms. They will give you that title, chief technology officer, CEO, vice president, head of a division. That makes you globally attractive, right? So although software engineer is also pretty good title, but if you have to make it globally attractive, then you have to join this small organization and get that title on your CVs, which shows that he or she has spent some time and efforts to go to that title, right? And it is very easy. Once you start spending time and you are honest about it, you can do that. Yeah. um, yeah, and in terms of uh, the journey, right? Again, I'll talk about now. Let's move on to specifically to the UK Global Talent, right? UK Global Talent Visa is a visa where you don't require any sponsorship. You don't require a lot of money again. You don't require to set up a company. It is showing that you have the skills and the uh, technological aptitude that you will come in the UK and add to the economy, right? You just have to prove that. So you have to prove that you are a techie in business or in pure technology. Yeah. So we use technology also in the business terms. So you don't have to set up a business here. You don't have to have a job offer. You don't have to um, I'll say that no prerequisite, right? Just you have to show them that you are a highly skilled labor. When you come to the UK, you benefit the country to fill the shortfall of the gap, and basically not the shortfall also, just make the country more good, right? Having a great talent in their country will benefit them, right? If you follow a sport, right, UK generally get quite good players from other countries, and they take the citizenship here and they play for the country. So they pretty much welcome the talent from across the world, and encourage them to be part of their country and call them as British, if you say so. So yeah, so how do you develop that, right? So technician visas, what they tell is submit the documents, like top 10 documents what you have done, and then they will assess your 10 to 15 documents. You can go through online and check what exactly the documents are. uh, so they do that, and you have to prepare that 10 documents, right? How do you prepare that? So again, I talked about various things which I did. So let me I have listed it down some more, right? um, you can do an RPA project, right? Robotics project. You can do a project on artificial intelligence, right? So again, you can do this yourself at a current organization which you're working on, or you can also work as a side hustle to show that you have built that product, right? So build that product doesn't mean that product has to be sold. It can just be a prototype. So that for example, I will take a very easy example, right? These days, building a mobile app is like, just download it on the internet, work with few of the, pull drop, screen, etc. Anybody who is, I will say, who is just plus 12 can build a mobile app, right? But you invest in it the time, you have a value based proposition done, and then build that app, right? And show that you have a product led uh, aptitude to build the product. You can build the product from the scratch, and it can also add a business value. Of course, if the product can be sold, it made money, then nothing like it, right? You will, once you do that, you are all you you have reached the point where it's a commercially viable product. But if it is not commercially viable product also, the visa people value it that you have spent time and will be able to come in the country and use the various resources this country has, like the universities, uh, the other benefits what the country offers, and you can work on it, right? So that's one thing I will say, that work on a product. It can be a side hustle, it can be with your organization. If it can be commercially sold, it's very very good. If it is not commercially sold, it is still important for them, and you can show it as one of the document. uh, and you will need recommendation letters from people you have worked with, people you have worked in past, or people who know you, right? Again, this gets pretty tricky. Like who will want to write for you, right? Once, sometimes we have so many friends and so many seniors who help vouch for us, but when the matter of coming, right, somebody has to write a recommendation letter from you, then you're left with very few people. Again, you have to start working on it, build that network, who can write a recommendation letter about you, and talk about why he or she is good in what he's saying, right? So it is like, it is, how will I say it, it's a self recommendation but told by somebody else, right? So the technician or any other organization wants to know, this is my view. Okay, I have created my profile, so this is my view of how smart or how much skillful I am. But they also want to know what Latif thinks about Modi, right? For example, if I have to write a recommendation letter for Modi, he has done a 30 minutes presentation. Uh, I can vouch for his communication skills. I can vouch for his knowledge across the geographies, all that, right? So a person who has accessed somebody and acknowledges that this person has this skills, right? So you can work. You don't have to be worried. You can go to a person who is senior enough in what they do and tell them, I have done this, and I can show the evidences that these are my success criteria, these are my skills, and that person, if he or she is happy, he will be able to recommend you, right? So you don't have to worry a lot, as long as you can convince the other person that you are capable of doing that. The person will write a letter for you and be able to just say that, yeah, this is a good person of a good character, right? Similarly, somebody in a neighbor, he can say that, oh, this person is pretty good because he's seeing you regularly. For example, I can vouch at least for the people who, like I told about Mudi, who I've seen from him for 30 minutes now. So I can vouch on his at least 10 skills easily, and I can write a recommendation letter for him, right? So you find in your group who can recommend for you for the skills what you have. You're not asking them to write, something, I know dance or what, right? It's not important. What you've seen, just somebody acknowledges that, because technician does not have time to go, take an interview of people and then analyze their skills. They are looking for people who can say that, okay, this person is good on that and this person is good on that. So they believe in it, right? So that is pretty important. I'll move on. I've done, yeah, so on this express, I've done a lot. So, and look for areas where you can also build on it. Uh, Another thing, right? Sometimes what happens, you work for an organization. Um, some of you will be doing a job organization, but you don't have documents which you can share from that company to the technician. Maybe they are copyright documents. Legally, you cannot share the projects which you are currently working on that organization. It is completely fine for you to prepare a document outside and tell that, I have done this without talking about details which are non-shareable. And again, technicians acknowledges that, saying that, okay, yeah, this might be one of the documents, and which is self-defined and can also be projected, right? So this is my experience. Like everybody has a various set of documents. Nothing is good or bad, nothing is what they call, there's nothing a silly question. It's just about, you project top of your skills, right? What you have, and also build towards it. So that increases the chances of success. Yeah. So yeah, I've spent good amount of 20 minutes or so, but I'll cover, I have a few more points, but maybe it's good to ask questions and maybe I'll add on that if it is easier. Mudi, if you want to
Yeah,
facilitate.
yeah. I just want to encourage people to drop their question. The first one of the questions that we have from one of the communities that are joining is to how easy, did you find how easy did you find your journey navigating from India to the UK? If you could share the difficult parts of the journey, right, and how you navigated it. Eh, eh,
Yeah, so definitely, right? So one thing is to the difficult part is when you try to do everything yourself, right? I have done few things in my career by myself, right? I just sat in a closed room and I worked for 2 hour months, and then I prepared documentations, and then I submitted, right? So it never flight, right? It did
Yeah.
not meet the success. So you have to, my personal view is you have to be associated with take help from the experts, uh, maybe a lawyer, right? Maybe a friend who is senior to you, maybe um, an organization who helps that, right? So in this world, outsourcing is pretty important, right? uh, I might be good, right? I am good at identity and access management, I am good at wealth management, but I might not be good to prepare this document, right? So you need to outsource that work, right? If you try to do everything yourself, right, you want to be a technical expert, you want to be as wealth management experts, you want to be a finance expert, you are right, because that's your skill, but preparing this document is not your skill, right? So then you outsource that part, right? If you are good at preparing, outsourcing the document, you're good at I'm good at administration, for example. Somebody says, let's say Gun says, right, I'm good at preparing the documentation, so then prepare the documentation. But if you have to do a technology product, partner with someone and do a technology product. So another example is, I might not be able to build a mobile app, right? But if I partner with Moody, he knows some of the skills and I know some of the skills, and we both can make a mobile app, right? So that is pretty important. So tech nations, US or anybody else will accept a document which is created by a team. So this is a good point. Moody or whoever asked this question is pretty important question. Um, that you don't have to be a single person doing that, right? You can just be a part of a team, but you have to be a contributor, right? So it cannot be like, there are 10 people in your team and you are just not contributing, but you will contribute 10%, right? 10 people, 10% by the ratio, right? So if you show there were 10 people and one of them was me, and I was responsible for designing. I might not be responsible for .NET coding. I might not be responsible for let's say commercializing it, but I was responsible for the design, right? So you tell what you have contributed in it on a 10-member project, right? So I will tell you that, yeah, from India, I moved to Dubai, from Dubai to UK. So initially, I tried doing it myself. I failed, right? I acknowledge that. But when I try to outsource something which I can't do, right, then I succeeded, right? So yeah, and I also worked with a friend, pretty close friend. We both used to, share things. We both used to share knowledge. We both used to build products, as you say, and do the stuff, right? I will strongly recommend, come out of, open the cameras, talk to people, and as I told, try to make friends outside your geography. Try to don't do everything yourself, take help, free or paid. There's a lot of free resources. So yeah, so that's a short answer, right? I failed when I tried to do it alone. When I succeeded, when I did it, yeah. So that was a pretty good takeaway for I will say everyone.
All right, fantastic. Just to piggyback on that point, you can also use the chat to network. So you can drop your LinkedIn profile link on the chat, and people can network with you and can connect with you. So you can start building that partnership or that network and start looking at skill sets that you can collaborate with. Now, so the next question we have, and this came from our community, is the the question on how do I, so I'm working, I'm a senior leader. I'm working in an organization, but I'm bounded by NDAs, non-disclosure agreement, and SLAs, right? So how do I show my skill set and what I've done for that organization because I'm not able to, because of I can't expose a lot of document because of the NDA that I have signed. So
Yeah.
that's the question. Did you have that challenge and how did you navigate it?
Yeah, so I have and like everybody in this call will have a challenge, right? If I am making you work in my organization, I will never want the project to be shared in to
Yeah,
a Tech Nation visa or a VFS or
yeah,
my yeah to anybody else. So I maybe I'll share my LinkedIn with Mudi and you can have it. So if you will see that I have worked with the organization which will have the strictest NDA, right? They will even not want to tell what project they are doing. So that is like everybody has this problem, right? It's not just specifically you. You just have to prepare, come out, prepare a document talking about that generic skill, right? For example, I'll take an example of maybe a financial product, right? A financial product which is doing investment management through a mobile app,
mm,
right? So that or so anybody, if I work for a bank, they if they are using that application, if you are they are using that application, so the mobile app has that functionality where you can do investments through the mobile app, right? So it's something which it's something which everybody knows, right? It's a public information. Like there is a mobile app by HSBC, for example, and you can do investment management through the mobile app, right? So you can prepare a document saying, I was a team member who have been part of this project where the investment management was done through the mobile app, and it uses AI as a technology. It uses robotics as a technology. So that is public information. Nobody, like your organization, will not penalize you for telling that you have built the product which has been used um, the large audience, right? You're not giving them the details of how much did it cost. You're not giving the details how much uh, what design did you use, etc. You can still create a document and submit it, and that's one form of the document which is also accepted, right? Another thing which I would say is, even you can take credit, but like a generic, right? So this mobile app with this investment profile, it's a public information again, is being used by 100,000 people, right? So if I'm accessing your application, I know that you alone has not built an application which is impacting 100,000. You are part of the team who has impacted 100,000 customers, right? So yeah, so you definitely use the public information which is available and show that what you have done for it, right? Again, this document is not getting published in a newspaper. This document is just for you to submit to the technician, and it is between you and them. It is not like they are publicizing your information to something else. So and you can use it for easily, right? You don't have to tell how much it cost, the actual dollar value for that company, but you can tell that you were part of the team and you were responsible. So many people post on LinkedIn, right? Like Apple CEO post that I was responsible and we are doing AI. Yeah, so he's an impactor, right? He's not telling you where did he get that idea from, or how long, uh, or anything which is should not be shared, right? He's not telling you that, but he's definitely telling that what was he part of. So don't be afraid to share public information. It is appreciated actually.
All right, fantastic. So the next question is on technician is usually strict on not strict. They usually require third party validation for information that you have provided.
Yes.
Right. So apart from the recommendation letters. Can you please speak to how you went about getting, your third-party validation for your application? How easy was that, and how do you have any trick What did you do differently to make sure you have all the third party kind of validation informations that you shared with technician?
Yeah. So this is quite important, right? So
Yeah.
technician or any other organization is again, right, will like to look, is this real or not, right? So it is good that you contribute to the public forums, right? If it is agile open forum, right? If it is artificial intelligence open forum, there is a contribution to open code areas. So they have a certain criteria saying how many articles you have contributed to open code, right? So I will suggest start building your free profiles on open codes, artificial intelligence forums, agile forums, blockchain technologies, all that, where there are open forums where you can take a screenshot saying, I have contributed, or I have let's say blockchain, right? I have done 5 articles on blockchain and I have presented in that. So you have to create a document, take the screenshot from this website. I have done this, and then that becomes as a countable measure, right? So let's say you have joined this today's meeting, you have done a speech for like at least a small 5 group, always have an evidence, right? uh, they don't necessarily particularly need a certificate saying that uh, blockchain open forum has given an award to so and so person. But you can say that blockchain, I've contributed 50 articles. This is the screenshot of my profile showing Latif Mohammed contributed 50 articles. Latif Mohammed contributed 50 open code projects, 50 artificial intelligence articles, or I have published an app in, let's say, Google Store and Apple Store with my name, have a screenshot of that. So that is something which you have to build, right? There is no shortcut for that. So if you want to increase your chances of success, these are the areas where you have to work, right? It might take 6 months, right? Not more than that. 3 months if you're pretty smart, getting the things done. um, I still remember I used to spend every day 2 hours for 3 months continuous to prepare just 10 documents, right? So it is just one page of document, but it takes that much time, right? So yeah, so you have to work on some of the things will be there in your Gmails or whatever mail technology you use. You look at it, try to reuse that, publish it, and take a credit of it, right? So that's where is pretty important to have something measurable. I so I'm currently working on increasing my social profile, right? So on LinkedIn or any other social website, right? So how I am making myself accountable, like in 1 month, if I have posted 10 articles, right? So then I say that, okay, I have posted 10 articles and it's a screenshot there, right? So that way I'm making myself accountable. So now is the time. There are so many free forums. You should contribute and show that you have contributed to that area, and you can show as a screenshot and send it. You not necessarily have to win an award, right? But if you can win an award, that's amazing. It's pretty good. Another thing which I have done is I have co-authored a book. Again, co-authored, right? This is an important thing. Sometimes it is very difficult to write your own book. If you co-author an article also in a, let's say, recognized forum, so many opportunities these days in digital media. You can co-author an article like tomorrow, right? And you can say that I have co-authored an article on IT infrastructure, right? I have co-authored an article on on water, sewage, anything, all right? And this has contributed in this way. So and then you can just show the co-author, the link of the website or a book and your name in it. So something that, hope that answered, yeah, some of the tips.
Yeah, those are really valid and really very good tips, especially the co-author part, right? Because most of the time we are usually putting pressure on ourselves. We want to do it ourselves. You talked about delegating and partnering. You talked about co-authoring again, which is very important. All right, so there's a question from a leader in the group, and he says it's not like we don't want to take advantage of technician, but we are not certain about the UK climate in terms of receiving um, leaders. So the question here is, how easy was it for you to get a job in the UK? Are you still working in your organization in India, or have you gotten a new job, or you're starting a new enterprise in the UK? So that this person is scared of leaving the known to the unknown, which is UK now. All right.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. So the change is only constant in this world, right?
Mhm.
If I would have not moved from India to Dubai, I would have not earned the salaries in dirhams. If I would have not moved from UAE to UK, I have not earned the salaries in pounds, right? So, of course, moving to the UK and getting the job. Yeah, from my thing, I did not had to land to the UK. Fortunately, I was able to get a job when I was outside the UK. I got the visa, and once I got the visa, I applied for it, and I got an offer. So I would say, right, I will don't want to set an unrealistic expectation. It is similar to like if I'm in India, I have to apply for a job, wait for somebody to call me, still go through the interview process and get the job done, right? Same thing if I apply for US, I get the thing done, right? The advantage of having a technician visa is you are not restricted to work for a particular company. You do not have to work for that company for a long time. You can switch companies at any point of time. uh, and the opportunities, I will say, are higher because they don't have to sponsor your visa, the company who are taking you in, and they take you a bit seriously also, right? So UK talent is again not like a famous visa, like every organization will know that you have a UK technician visa, but when you talk about it, they will understand that you have gone through the rigorous cycle already, so they don't try to pressurize you on too many questions, etc. So I would say finding a job is still uploading a resume and getting that. But if you don't have a visa, the chances are, I don't want to disappoint people, but the chances of not having a visa and getting a job are pretty low. Having a visa and getting a job is like somebody who is living here, right, in the UK and finding a job. So it's as easy as that. And if you're so afraid, right, then you can still stay in the current job where you are in the home country, for example, Nigeria, and still apply from there once you get the visa. So it doesn't matter. It's not like that you have, if you get a visa, you are traveling the next day. So yeah, I think you can just do the forum search. I don't want to get into too much details, but once you get the visa, you have time for getting the actual stamp, and then you have time to come in the country. All that you can spread over few months, and you can plan your smooth entry. It's
Yeah.
not like you have to leave your home today and tomorrow, I'm with all my jackets around and I'm trying to fight with 1,000 people. It's not like that. It's like you get a visa and you plan your journey ahead, and it's not like somebody's asking you next day, come here, you can find the job. So that's the advantage of making yourself globally attractive and gaining the benefit, right? So you have worked hard to get the visa. It's not easy, right? You have made yourself globally attractive. So you have learned the skills also. So one thing I will say is it helped me at least to learn the skills, right? Preparing these documents is not easy. You also learn in the process, right? Sometimes just because I will never do as an example, right? Robotics projects, if I did not wanted to apply for the visa. But at least for the visa sake, I've learned the technology and I can even get a job on that, right? A starter job on that. So It's there for your benefit. I don't see it as a risk. If you don't want to leave the country, you can stay in the country till you find the job, I will say, if you're so afraid.
All right, fantastic. And it's important. You made a very good point, where you said, once you have the visa, it's as good as you are applying like someone that lives in the country. So that is the beauty of the technician visa. It's you don't need sponsorship, right, from any company, and you can decide to work for a startup. You can decide to work for a multinational. You can decide to work for a charity organization. It's very open and it's very flexible. All right, so we have a question in the chat. All right, guys, we're coming to the end, so you want to drop your question if the questions have not been answered. All right. Someone said my paper was published on an international journal today. I developed a model for online shopping customers support using Fuse Logic. Can I use it as a portfolio? I guess you're saying, can I use it to apply as one of my criteria? I will allow Latif speak to that.
Yeah, I will have, if I had it, I would have taken it in the top three. So whoever has done that is a congratulations for you to, you have planned for this and you have got it, right? So I'll tell you, right? Sometimes we get again, um, um, start thinking on in a zone which is your zone, right? So I had listed down 25 items, right? Which I can submit. I have to choose top 10 among that, right? Again, it should be unbiased, right? Unbiased means in 25, five of them are very near to me. I have spent 10 years doing that and, I love that. And, but that if that's not a requirement for technician, please don't submit it. Okay. So this is where you need to outsource your work, right? So this is where you need to read forums. This is where you need to take somebody's help, like a peer, a coach, to out of 25, which 10 are looking that I have the maximum chance of getting the visa. So, in if I look at your question for an international publication and all, in silos, it is definitely the one which you can submit, right? But I don't know if your other 11 documents are stronger than this, right? So if so, you have to look at this, okay, and you don't have to worry that this is lower than somebody else, right? So it is judging you. So this can be one of the top documents. So if it was for me, it would have been definitely there in the top 10. The example which you give, the journal publication or the international award, etc. So it can be part of top 10 for me, but somebody might have done 10 different new products. So that for that, this can be the 11th document, right? So yes, to answer you, you have done a good job. And this is again relating to my example earlier, where you can use this kind of documents.
All right, fantastic. And I think that's thorough. I think you're very detailed in that response. All right, thank you very much. The next question is, I'm a beginner, but I have done a few tech training in data analysis, Power BI, SQL, and web design. Do you think I stand a chance, and what timeline should I be looking at, please?
Yeah. So this is a good one, right? So
Yeah.
this you are trying to, how will you ask the question also, right, Grocery? So I'm a beginner, but I've done few tech international training, data analysis, Power BI, SQL, web design is the question. It should be, I can contribute to the UK in the field of data analysis, Power BI, SQL, and web design, right? It should not be the sentence once you write your application. It should not be like, I have started doing my job in the data analysis, Power BI, and so on. It should be, I will contribute in the UK on data analysis, where data analysis engineers are 80% less. If you just read, data and data analysis in UK, how many people they need, right? So you project it that way, right? So if you have done data analysis, Power BI, SQL, and web design, I'm just taking an example. Don't take that you have to do data analysis, but work on data analysis, do a small project or a product on that, and then you will have a great chance, right? So don't, in any kind of application for any other country, from my experience, don't say I want it, just say that I will contribute to something in the the place. That gives your chances pretty high. So yes, you have started it, but you have to just project it in a different way, right? So yeah, if I'm reading your application, I just want to read it like that, saying that uh, yeah, I am a data analyst engineer, can contribute to the UK with data analyst knowledge, where you have a shortage in people, and I have done this data analysis project. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, sorry, I'll just add it, right? So
Yeah.
technician has two different visas. One is exceptional promise and one is exceptional talent, right? So exceptional promise is for the beginners, and exceptional talent is for the people who have more than 5 years experience, what they say, but they don't say less. There is no, they never say that it is 5 or 4 or 10 years. Somebody who is pretty new in the have not been many experienced, they give exceptional promise. And for the ones who are experienced, they give exceptional talent. Both the visas give equal rights, so you don't have to worry. Both the visas gives you equal right to work in it, but just that the title which they give you is exceptional promise or exceptional talent. So when, if you are at the starting of the journey, you can apply for exceptional promise, and if you are senior in that, you can apply for exceptional talent. And just because you're senior, you don't have to apply for exceptional talent. If you just started, let's say you are doing civil engineering, and in last 2 years you're doing AI, so you can still apply for exceptional promise, saying that I've started AI from last 2 years, so I want to apply exceptional promise. So there are two different visas. So one is for beginners and one is for the other ones. Again, go back to the forums and read about it, right? So this is more an administrative work, but yeah, just project yourself in the right way.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Latif. Thank you. And I think positioning is one of the things you talked about. Positioning yourself as someone that is contributing and not just a beginner. I think that is excellent. I've taken that down that note myself, right? So for everybody in the audience, if you are applying for technician, always position yourself as someone that is coming to give and someone that is coming to contribute, someone that's coming to create opportunity or take opportunity that will shorten the skill and shortage gap in the UK. And the assessor will look at you from that lens. But if you position yourself as a beginner, they will look at you as someone that is coming to learn or someone that is still has a lot of work to do, and that might not help your application, so you want to position yourself correctly. All right, we have less than 10 minutes to go, and we just have a question coming. Let's see if we can take this a long read. Hello, I'm a founder of a fintech company here in the UK. We have designed our MVP, published some articles, worked in First Bank of Nigeria for 5 years in operations. I am also a founder of a tech company that have trained more than 5,000 plus in tech data analysis, digital marketing, UI UX, web development, graphics design. In my tech company, we're also an agency where we build businesses and websites for others. I also partner with the National Association of Nigerian Students in Diaspora. I intend to apply next year, January. So my intention is to apply uh, next year, January. Please, I need the feedback. So this person is a founder in the UK. He runs a fintech company. He has run some sort of an academy before where he has trained over a tech academy where he has trained over 5,000 tech enthusiasts, I want to believe, right, in different tech starts. Right. So he's, looking for feedback I want to get your direct question so that we can speak to you, so we don't just speak generally. So you want to apply next year in January, do you have a phobia? Is there something you think you're not doing right or you think you don't have just yet? So that we can speak to it, right? But I'll allow Latif just share his thought on your
Yeah. I think yeah, he's in the long, he's very forward, and he understood. And now I see the people are writing the answer questions in a way where they are straight away getting the visa. So
yeah,
which is a good, people are learning over the call,
yeah,
right? This is a great change. So yeah, so I'll just coming, talk about too rosy stuff, right? But yeah, pretty important that you show numbers, right? Like how Gabriel has showed, right? I have done 500 plus people trained, that catches an eye. I have worked with three businesses. I have my product has been used by 30 customers, 300 customers, 3 million customers, right? My article had 2 million views. My YouTube view had 100 views. My YouTube video has 1,000 participants. These are pretty important. So when you build a document, when you show up, right, tell that, right? Sometimes you can prove that you have trained 500, sometimes you can't, but you still write it. Okay. So if you can, well, let's say yeah, if I run a YouTube channel and if it has, let's say, 2,000 views, right? Or 50,000 views, depends, right? So you tell that number, you show as a screenshot or any other evidence where you can, that will help you, right? And First Bank of Nigeria and your MVP was there for 5 years, right? So if you have registered the company 5 years before, you can submit that document saying my company is, registered 5 years before with me as a co-founder, the employee, all that good stuff. This shows your credibility and evidence. Sometimes we are shy again. Don't be shy when you're projecting yourself or you are telling that you will contribute. But when you have to show yourself, you have to show that you are the best, right? So show that you have been associated with that organization from 5 years. Prove that in a way which you can, if you have that, and show these numbers, right? We have designed an MVP, right? Feel it impacts so much, right? It can save $100,000, it can save $50,000. So all these numbers have to come out, right? And if it has made a commercial impact, you can mention that. That is also one good thing. And if you have developed few websites, give the links. Although it's not a clickable link, you still give the link so that these are the website which were made. Yeah, so this is pretty good timeline which you're targeting. I would say, at least prepare the document for 3 months, unless you are in super urgency, that you don't have a job and you just have to apply in a month's time. I will say 2 to 3 months is a good time to prepare for the documents, right? Unless you have urgency and you're super smart and you can dedicate that much time to prepare the documents. But I will recommend spending 2 to 3 months uh, time in that. And um, and just to in this sentence you have given at least 3 4 criterias, so you can break it down into 3 4. And if your document list is not getting large, if your one impactful area is big, break it into two. So let's say you've just worked on this company, you're not finding anything else, right? So break that single delivery into two different components and show different areas where you have impacted. So that will also help. Yeah. So again, it's an individual who has 25 sets of documents or 500 set of documents. You have to choose the top 10, 15 documents which you can show.
All right, fantastic. So the last question for the evening, before we allow you go, Latif, you've been very grateful. You've been very generous to us, and you've answered all our questions. We have okay, well, the penultimate question. We have one that says, "I'm a chartered accountant, and I have no IT skills. What do I need to transition and apply?" So this person is a chartered accountant. He has no IT skills and is asking, what do I need to transition into tech and apply for technician?
Correct. So they doesn't say that it has to be a technology skill, right? So one of the so you can start with a one business skill as chartered accountant, and then develop a tech skill, right, which will increase your chances, right? So technician also offers, if you are the best chartered accountant in that field and you have contributed so much, right? So but to increase your chances, definitely I'll say use chartered accountant as a business skill and also developed an IT skill, right? I don't know your expertise, so maybe I think you will have to connect with Moody or anybody who can speak to you and give an advice, right? Is testing, right? Testing, IT testing could be the easiest profile, right? Data analysis, right? Then there are high-end technologies. So somebody have to speak to you one-to-one to suggest which beginner role in technology will be easier for you. So yeah, I just don't want to give the buzzwords, right?
Yeah.
Agile technology, do
Yeah.
artificial intelligence, and all that, right? It's not necessary that technicians will give only once you know the buzzwords, right? So yeah, I'll leave up to uh,
Uh, all
yeah
right.
somebody else to exactly suggest you which IT skill will be good. But yeah, don't leave your chartered accountant as a business skill. You can use as a what you call as a complementary skill, as in and build on it, right? That's my suggestion on it.
Yeah, fantastic. And technician looks at both business skills and tech skills. So as a chartered accountant, if you have worked in a digital product, right, you can apply for technician visa. You don't need to have a core technical skill. And there are also relatable skills or transferable skill set that as a chartered accountant that you can leverage things like business analytics, right? And also maybe you want to go into data analytics and stuff like that because there might be a transferable skill set there. But like Latif said, we need to understand where you are, what you are passionate about, because you just don't want to go and invest time and effort in things that you're not passionate about, right? You want to leverage on what you're passionate about. You want to also look at the non-technical part of technician. So the product managers, the accounting, the accountant that have gotten technician because they've worked in a fintech product, for example, and they've used that rich investment of time and resources, to apply for technician, and they've gotten it. So you want to pay attention to that. All right. So our final question, Latif, for the day is that we have, 5 category of people in the charts and connecting with us in our various community also. And we want you to speak to them, right? One of them are beginners. So the first level is beginners who are just getting into tech and they're wondering, um, is technician really that silver bullet that we should all aim for? Is it that good status visa? And when can I qualify for it if it is? Then we also have the junior developers and also senior developers in the room who are looking for, a reason to take that step to say, okay, I'm a full stack developer. Why should I be looking at technician, for example? And similarly, we have executives in the room who, they are C-level executive and they're just listening to say, technician sounds interesting, but as a C executive, why should I be looking at technician? Does the UK have a place for someone like me that I've gotten to the top of my career, for example? So if you could just speak to this category briefly, we'll be excited. All right.
Yeah, I think you offered something at the start where the people who joined late, they can ask a question, or you will connect them to a coach, right? You
Yeah.
should offer me something before I made sure people are staying till the end.
Yeah.
So we will cheat. We will talk offline about that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But good to see people are staying, and this is a final question. So
Yeah.
which is good. Yeah, I'll try to keep it short. The final question. Um Definitely, right? So now this is a pretty good question, right? So we talked about what's in it for UK. If you come here and take advantage of you being a superstar and contributing to the thing, right? What's in it for you? I will say is you have access to the universities here. You have access to the tech community here. You have access to funds where you can start up a business. There are people who fund on startup company. You have access to uh, the various forums where you just have to travel from another country and come and take an access where you just can just go away in 1 hour and be participative about it. Um, uh, you have peer groups who are as intelligent as you are. I have seen how complex the technology firms are. So yeah, if you are doing good at home country, if you're doing good in another country, you will have one more option as a technician visa, where you can be use that as a um, benefit for you if you want to use it, right? So if you get a technician visa, again, it's so flexible that you don't have to be in UK forever, right? You can decide to be there for a few years and go back to other countries where you want to, see yourself pursuing your career, etc. So it's not like just because you have a visa, you have to be here, right? So it gives you one more avenue as a senior leader to contribute to the society, of course, and to yourself and to your growth. So I would say that. So this is not a binding visa, which is quite good, and you don't have to even settle here if you don't want to. You can keep on just be on technician visa, and again, you read the admin forums, you will get the administrative details about that.
All right. Would like to say thank you very much, Latif. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much. All right. For sharing your expertise and sharing your journey. And you have shared a loads of tips that we can use, that everyone on the call and everybody that comes across this session can use to advance their journey and get that technician application going. Fantastic. Thank you very much. So if you have stayed to the end of this call, you have won yourself a 10-minute coaching session. Right. So how to retrieve that coaching session is to go on you have to join our community, go to join any of the community and say, I was part of the October open day, and you'll be connected. The admin will connect you to the calendar where we schedule your session, right? Usually a Tuesday, a Tuesday or a Thursday, those sessions do hold where you can speak to a coach. We do ask that because it's a 10-minute session, you want to be brief and brilliant. You don't want to ask what is technician. You can Google that. You don't want to ask what is exceptional talent visa. You can Google that. But ask questions that will help you unpack or move blockers on your path to applying for technician visa or any visa at all. So questions that are personalized, that are specific to your journey, right? The coaches will help you unpack it, and then that will be a good value or a good use of that coaching time. So take advantage of it. Go on, join any of the community and say you were part of the Tech Nation, part of the eMigr8 Open Day session for October, and you will retrieve your prize. Thank you again, right, to Latif for sharing his journey with us and for helping us unpack so many nuggets, partnership, co-authoring, so many things that we can do to get us across the line when it comes to Tech Nation and our application. All right. If you Thank you very much. So as we gradually come to the end of the session, right, I want to remind you again, today we talked about a leader in tech guide to the UK Global Talent visa. So again, if you are interested in the technician visa, if you're interested in any of the visa routes, these are the numbers you can reach out to on WhatsApp. You can go to our community. You already have a free 10-minute coaching session in the community to ask any question and to sit with a coach and unpack your journey with them, right? You can join our community or you can go to our website, right, and connect with us on our website. We can also speak if you are a C-level executive and you want to have a more discreet conversation or partnership, right? We can have this conversation. Just send us a message on WhatsApp and we can connect you with the resource. Again, we have our app that's running. Loads of information is going to be there. This video, this session is going to be uploaded on the app. Now you can go back there and binge on it, and it's also going to be on YouTube, so you can binge on it also. All right. So thank you guys for joining. We're going to come again in the month of October, or in the month of November. We also have one more session left in October that we want to share. We'll pass information and communicate in due time through our social media handles. So if you are not following us, do follow us. Do like our pages on social media. Please do follow our YouTube page, right? Follow our YouTube page. The reason I'm asking you to follow is because the algorithm sees that you are following it and suggests the videos to people in your network. So if you want friends, family, colleague of yours to be part of this journey, to learn from this and get this information, right, you can simply help them by following our page and liking our page and liking our page on across social media platform. And the algorithm will make sure people that are following you or people that are connected to you will see our flyers, will see our videos, and are able to also learn. And that's how you can pay it forward for your community. Again, thank you very much for joining in this open day. Right, we have series of sessions. We have series of videos on YouTube, on our app. Please do well to go through them. We're speaking to the UK Global Talent. We've spoken to the Australia Global Talent. We've spoken to most of the talent visas. We've spoken to them at this stage, and we have those information. If you are still finding it difficult to network them, please reach out to us, and we would connect you to the right coaches. We'll connect you to the right people, right? Thank you very much for your time today. Please do share our content, do share our messages across your network, and let everybody know that these informations are available, these opportunities are available, and help them take advantage of it. So we'll meet again in the next open day session. Do have a fantastic time, and please apply all the wisdom that Latif has shared today. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your day.